Hello, this is Bob Ryan. It's Friday, June the 20th. Welcome to the Sports Buzz. And here we go. Summer season has a certain beat, a certain rhythm to it. But then there always seems to be a sudden excitement in the midst of summer. And that's today's title. While it seems like hockey ended months ago here in St. Louis, the Stanley Cup Finals came to a very sudden, exciting moment last night. Florida just won the Stanley Cup over the Edmonton Oilers by beating them 5-1 in Game 6. It was a terrific series despite that last score. The first 5 games in this championship series were 3 overtime games. The Oilers recorded their second consecutive Cup final experience, and it tilted their way probably due to that experience. Sam Reinhart scored 4 goals in the final game to become just the 6th player in the entire league history and the first since Maurice Richard in 1957 to get that many in a game in the final series. Seems to me that every NHL champion has at least one superstar goal scorer. Yes, the goalkeeper is important, but you got to score goals to win. Florida is the NHL's first back-to-back winners since Tampa Bay in 2020, and only a third team to do it in this century. Moving on to our next topic. Apparently, hockey fans didn't sense much excitement in the championship round of the NHL Finals. Canadian fans don't need an extra excitement. That's their sport. It's in their bones. They just have it, so there are annually terrific viewing numbers in Canada, but not so much here in the USA. The Stanley Cup viewership numbers for the first 4 games across TNT and True TV in Game 1 was 2.4 million Americans, Game 2, 2.5 million viewers, Game 3, 2.3, a decline, and in Game 4, the best of the series, 2.6. There are over 250 million people over 18 years of age in the United States, and there's 2 or 3 million watching. That's about 1% of the people watching in the USA. Hockey still is, and probably always will be, a Canadian sport. Sudden excitement took place this week as USA named their initial round of hockey players for the 2026 Olympics. The U.S. named Matthew and Brady Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Jack Eichel, Quinn Hughes, and Charlie McAvoy as its first 6 players for the Olympics. Can you imagine playing in the Olympics with your brother or watching 2 of your sons playing in the Olympics? What a thrill, and congratulations to the Tkachuk family. As long as we're talking hockey, what's going on with the Blues this summer? They have made a few transactions, not really exciting ones though, but steps towards improving the team. Blues acquired a conditional 5th-round pick in the 2026 draft from New York Islanders for defenseman Scott Perunovich, who simply was phased out by the Blues. The Blues then terminated forward Brandon Shadd's contract, and he was placed on waivers. The NHL draft starts next Friday, June 27th. At this moment, the Blues have the 19th pick of the first round. The Blues really better hit a home run with that pick because they only have 2 other picks in the entire draft. In the 5th round, 147th pick, and the 6th round, 179th pick. In the past, sometimes it seemed like some of the MLB games were dragging along. Often they'd be close to or even longer than 3 hours. Not so in 2025. The pitching time clock has speeded up the game, and the enlarged bases and a tilt towards speed has brought back the stolen base mentality with much more excitement in the game. Major League Baseball 2025 games are shorter and seemingly have more action. The average length of an MLB game in 2025 is 2 hours, 40 minutes. That's 24 minutes on average, shorter than the games just 1 year ago in 2024. There also seems to be lots of excitement on the base pass in 2025. Base stealing is back. It's again become frequently used as an offensive weapon all across the Major League Baseball. In the 2024 MLB season, there were a total of 3,617 stolen bases. It's the highest number of stolen bases in a single season in 109 years, according to MLB.com. The success rate of stolen base also increased, jumping from 75.4% up to 79% compared to the rule before. As of today, June 19th, there have been a total of 2,454 stolen bases in the Major League Baseball season. The Tampa Bay have the most stolen bases with 97. Individually, Jose Caballero leads the league with 27 stolen bases. It's clear that this excitement of and using their speed and stealing bases is back in favor with the MLB teams. And from my eyes, it seems to be drafting and developing better athletes, not just baseball players. The player who's generated all types of excitement of interest in baseball is Shohei Ohtani. No question about it. He's a worldwide star. Ohtani returned to the pitching mound for his inaugural pitching appearance last night. He pitched 1 inning in a precautionary outing. He gave up consecutive singles to Fernando Tatis Jr. and Luis Ariz. Then Manny Machado with a sacrifice fly to give San Diego that early 1-0 lead. Ohtani then induced 2 ground outs to end the inning. He called it a night, and it's good for the MLB to have such a talent getting back into action. While we're in the MLB world, let's look at our own situation. The Cardinals are rebuilding in a hurry. A plethora of youngsters dot your starting lineup every night. There has been an effort to bring excitement to the Cards that they have integrated much more speed into their lineup. Cardinals fans have and always have seemed to love that running game. To this point, things have shaken out like this. Wilson Contreras has moved from catcher to first base on a daily basis. It wasn't in their original plans, no doubt about it, but he's the first baseman now. Brendan Donovan holds a .317 batting average, which is 8th in the league, and generally bats first or second in the lineup. Rookie Mason Wynn is the everyday shortstop. He's going through a tough time at the plate right now, but he'll be there and keep improving throughout the season because he has good speed and his average should hover around 260 with that strong defense at shortstop. The outfield shapes up like this. Lars Nootbaar, Jordan Walker, Victor Scott to second. Scott and Walker have long-term capability. They got 6 years in MLB action before becoming a free agent. Nootbaar is a fan favorite. I myself have my reservations about Nootbaar. He's batting .223 as I write this. I feel like the Cardinals need a power-hitting left fielder. Generally, the power hitters in Major League Baseball were the first baseman, third baseman, and left fielder. So the Cardinals have to fill those spots with strong hitters. Of course, there are exceptions. Left fielder Lou Brock was not a power hitter, but he was such a catalyst for the offense, he changed the entire mode of the game frequently. Pitching, as always, is the question. I think that there will be additional shuffling to upgrade that starting staff and also in the bullpen. It appears that the Cards closer, Helsley, has lost some velocity on his pitches. That's not a good thing to hear. You know, dropping even 2 or 3 miles an hour as a pitcher causes effects. It doesn't sound like much going from 94 to 92 or 92 to 90, but it's a dramatic effect. Helsley's contract can be extended by the Cardinals after 2025 season this year. I doubt that the Cardinals will do it. So a new closer will have to be found, probably in the offseason. At third base, Nolan Arenado is still limping along as a third baseman, despite all the trade talks and rumors and so forth. He holds a .240 average. He turned down at least one offer last winter, and maybe he regrets it. He turned down a trade to Houston, so that's really had a big effect for him, possibly. He is durable, though. He seldom misses a game, and with that in mind, he's batting .247, 9 home runs, way off his normal standards. Nolan Arenado has a 9-year, $275 million contract with the St. Louis Cardinals, which he signed while he was with the Colorado Rockies. He has a full no-trade provision. Arenado used that no-trade clause to turn down a trade to Houston. As I write this, Houston's in first place in the American League West with a 5-game lead. So you probably wonder, Arenado's probably having second thoughts why he turned that trade down. There are 3 years remaining on his contract, $74 million still remaining to be paid to Arenado. The Colorado Rockies are paying a portion of Arenado's salary, $5 million each year. The Cardinals are paying part of his salary. Even so, it still might be a tough trade for the Cardinals to make. Cardinals' overloaded catching staff has Ivan Herrera, Pedro Paez, Yoel Pozo, with Contreras being moved from catcher to first base. It severely limits the roster when you have 4 possible catchers on your roster, especially in this mode where major league teams use 4 or 5 pitchers every single game. Alec Burleson's been a proficient batter all season. His batting style may not be explosive, but he's demonstrated that he can hit. Is that right? This Burleson's 3rd on the team in average at .313, 5th in home runs, 6th in RBIs. He's posting these numbers, yet he has about 50 less at-bats than the players ahead of him. So he had a very productive season. Cardinals can't seem to find a place for him, though. I myself would put him in left field with Victor Scott and Jordan Walker completing the outfield. There's all kinds of interest exploding in Chicago over the Cubs. Currently sitting in first place, the Cubbies' payroll is well under the luxury tax threshold. It's the 12th highest in the majors. So they have plenty of room to go out and purchase a seasoned starting pitcher or a bullpen ace to assist them going down the stretch. Well, that wraps up our buzz for today. Thanks for watching the inaugural presentation. We hope you'll join us again.